As the threat of cyber attacks continues to grow in frequency and sophistication, it's more important than ever to make sure your personal information is protected. October is Cyber Security Awareness Month, and joining me now to help keep us all on our toes is Fabrice Jaubert, Director of Software Development with Google. Fabrice, good to speak with you.
Nice to meet you.
Based on Google search trends, I'm curious to learn what concerns Canadians have regarding cybersecurity.
I think everybody's a little bit on the lookout these days for the scams that are coming at them through email, through text messages, through social media. And I think they're right to be. I think the latest reports show that in the past year, 60% of people globally have received a scam attempt, have been on the other end of a scam attempt at least. So it's definitely all around us.
What types of threats are most prevalent right now? What should we be on the lookout for?
These things fluctuate all the time, but I think these days some of the biggest threat vectors are the fake package tracking scams and the fake toll scams. So you might get an SMS that tells you that your Amazon delivery is held up and you just need to click here. And if you're not careful, and it's really easy to get taken in because we're all expecting packages all the time. So these things show up and they're very believable at first. And if we're not careful, somewhere along the line, it'll ask us for a credit card number, for instance, and then that'll be it'll be stolen. The fake toll scam works pretty much the same way. It tells us, we get this message that tells us that we forgot to pay our toll for last month. And if we just click here, we can avoid fines. And then it's the same thing. And usually a common factor with all these scams is the sense of urgency. So, if I have one tip to give for people, it's if you get a message that is urging you to act fast, then at least take the time to breathe and think it through at least once.
Some good advice, because a lot of us are going to be online making purchases. The holidays are not that far away, so we're going to be having more contact and chances of these kinds of things happening. What tips, or are there tools out there that you can share with us so we can maybe, do some of this stuff a little safer online this time of year?
Absolutely. So the first one really is being a little wary of messages or requests coming at you. Don't act too fast. Take time to think it through. Ask yourself if it's credible. There are some scams out there as well that claim to be from the tax department, saying that you need to pay your taxes, and in reality, as efficient as our government is, it's not reaching out to us directly via SMS to tell us that we forgot to pay our taxes. And so think through, ask yourself, should I really is this a credible request? Is this really the way this business or this government operates? So I think that's the best way to try to avoid falling for the scam. And then there's some tips on mitigating the effect if you do fall for the scam. So a lot of these might try to steal your password, and you can limit the negative effects of that by making sure that your passwords are different for every site in which you have an account. So never reuse your password. Obviously, make sure your passwords are robust, but don't just count on one single robust password for all your logins everywhere. Change your password. A good way to do that practically is to have a password manager, because then it will remember all the various passwords you're using on different sites. And I would say, in addition to a strong password, you should consider enabling two-factor authentication. That's where, in addition to your password, you also need to type in, say, a code that you get by SMS, or even better, a code that's generated by a special application on your phone. Most accounts nowadays offer this. Your bank for sure offers this, and that's a great extra piece of security, because if your password does get stolen, the bad guys can't do anything with it without that extra code.
Some great tips. Fabrice, thanks so much for your time tonight. It was great speaking with you.
Thank you very much.